hosted by Rob Susan every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
7IB uncovers armed cache of NPA in Eastern Samar. PBBM expresses gratitude to MNLF for supporting anti-terrorism efforts in BARM. DMW Philippine Embassy urged OFWs to leave war-torn Lebanon. Lower power rates seen this month. A rainy afternoon to everyone, as well to our troops at Camp Emilio Ginaldo, Quezon City. Today is Thursday, September 5, and we will bring you the latest news from the armed forces and other information around the Philippines. I am Rob Suzon for AFP Community News.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
For the brief overview of our stories, government forces unearthed an armed cache belonging to the New People's Army in Barangay Laurel, General MacArthur, Eastern Samar yesterday. 78th Infantry Battalion recovered one M16 rifle and one AK-47 rifle as part of intensified operations against dwindling NPA forces in the area. 78th IB Commander Lieutenant Colonel Joseph Bugawan credited the former NPA members for revealing its location. The discovery marks a significant blow to the NPA, weakened by recent surrenders and losses in Eastern Samar.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. expressed his gratitude to the Moro National Liberation Front for aiding the government's anti-terrorism and anti-insurgency efforts in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. He acknowledged the MNLF's role in fostering peace and stability in the region, particularly in Basilan, Sulu, and Tawi-Tawi. Speaking at Malacanang Palace during the 28th anniversary of the 1996 final peace agreement, President Marcos highlighted the positive impact of peace efforts on increased investments and job creation in BARM.
Armed Forces Radio.
And now let's hear a report on the ground about Galvez, Mindanao, nearing freedom from insurgency and terrorism. Go for the details, Spencer Ross.
Reconciliation and Unity Secretary Carlito Galvez Jr. announced that Mindanao is on verge of being insurgency and terrorism-free. Speaking at the Kapihan sa Manila Hotel Forum, he credited the reconciliation efforts of former members of Abu Sayyaf, Mauti, and Bangsamoro Islamic Freedom Fighters. He also noted that Sulu, once notorious for kidnappings, is now progressing toward peace and development. Galvez also highlighted the significant decrease in lawlessness following the ratification of Bangsamoro Organic Law in 2020. This is Spencer reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines. Back.
Thank you so much, Spencer Ross.
DWDD National News.
For our national news, the Department of Social Welfare and Development reported that 185,102 individuals from Metro Manila have been affected by Tropical Storm Enteng, equivalent to over 45,000 families across 13 cities. As of the latest update, 4,933 families or 23,029 individuals remain in evacuation center. The DSWD has provided 28 million pesos in humanitarian assistance and continues to coordinate with local governments to supply family food packs to affected families.
DWDD National News.
The Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical, and Astronomical Services Administration warns that a low-pressure area could develop east of Luzon this weekend or early next week. Another LPA might form in the same region, potentially becoming a tropical storm. Meanwhile, the southwest monsoon, intensified by severe tropical storm Enteng, continues to bring heavy rains. As of 5 a.m., Pagasa has issued an orange warning for Zambales and Bataan due to heavy rainfall and a yellow warning for Tarlac, Pampanga, Bulacan, Metro Manila, Rizal, and Cavite due to potential flooding. The Weather Bureau expects heavy rains in Pangasinan, Bataan, Zambales, and Occidental Mindoro over the next 12 hours with strong rains also likely in nearby areas.
Armed Forces Radio.
On the other line, let us hear from Jhai about AFP Vice Chief of Staff who welcomes WICAF and Paris Olympic soldier athletes.
Yes, Rof, the Armed Forces of the Philippines Vice Chief of Staff Lieutenant General Arthur M. Cordura welcomed the World Extreme Makali Arnis Federation and Paris Olympic soldier athletes during a courtesy visit yesterday. He congratulated the athletes for their dedication and recognized the pride they bring to the nation. The visit highlighted the dual roles these athletes play as defenders of the country and global sports ambassadors. The AFP reaffirmed its commitment in supporting soldiers athletes in their international pursuit. This is Jay reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Jhai.
DWDD National News.
The Bagong Pilipinas Serbisyo Fair in Davao City, running today and tomorrow, offers over 1.2 billion pesos in programs, services, and financial aid. 38 government agencies participate, providing 57 programs and 1 billion pesos in cash assistance to approximately 250,000 beneficiaries. The event, the largest service caravan of the Marcos Jr. administration, was attended by around 190 lawmakers, including Speaker Martin Romualdez. Organized by the BPSF National Secretariat and the Mindanao Development Authority, the fair is branded as Mindanao, Serbisyo para sa Mindanao.
DWDD National News.
The Philippine Embassy in Beirut said that overseas Filipino workers should consider leaving war-torn Lebanon. This is amid the ongoing conflict between Israel and the Iran-backed Hezbollah. The Department of Migrant Workers also called on OFWs in Lebanon and other war-torn countries to return home and avail the voluntary repatriation program. Migrant Workers Secretary Hans Kakdak emphasized that they are ready to assist those who are willing to be repatriated.
Armed Forces Radio.
And for other updates, let us hear the details about Philippine Fleet capital ships showcase tactical prowess in warfare drills. Go ahead, Amy.
The Philippine Fleet demonstrated its modern tactical capabilities during warfare simulations from August 27 to 30, held off Zambales, Bataan, and the Mindoro Strait. Capital ships including BRP Jose Rizal FF-150 and BRP Antonio Luna FF-151 participated in the exercise, which tested their weapon systems and operational readiness. Highlights included live fire exercises and anti-submarine warfare drills. Philippine Fleet spokesperson Lieutenant Giovanni Badidels emphasized the importance of these exercises in enhancing interoperability and preparing the Navy for complex maritime operations. This is Ami reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Thank you so much, Amy.
DWDD National News.
Moving on to another story, consumers may see lower power rates this September. Meralco Vice President and Head of Corporate Communications Joey Zaldariaga said that they expect a possible decrease in the generation charge this month. Adding to the potential drop in the generation charge is the peso appreciation, which reduces suppliers' costs that are mostly US dollar denominated. Meralco also saw lower consumer demand during the previous supply month. Saldriaga said they are hoping that these factors will be enough to bring down the overall electricity rate.
DWDD National News.
Typhoon Enteng had already left the Philippine area of responsibility, but Pag-asa said that the throughout extension of typhoon and the southwest monsoon may continue to bring rainy conditions to a large part of Luzon over the next 24 hours. Scattered light to heavy rains and thunderstorms are expected in the Cordillera Administrative Region, Cagayan Valley, Ilocos Norte, and Ilocos Sur. Meanwhile, the southwest monsoon or habagat may trigger heavy to intense rainfall in Pangasinan, Zambales, Bataan, and Occidental Mindoro.
Armed Forces Radio.
We have a report coming in about Commission on Appointments confirms 32 AFP generals and senior officers. Go for the details, Bea.
Yes, Ralph, the Commission on Appointment approved the ad interim appointments and nominations of 32 Armed Forces of the Philippines generals and senior officers. Senate President and Commission on Appointment Chair Francis Escudero led the approval, with the Commission on Appointment Majority Leader Representative El Rey Villafuerte commending the others' commitment and sacrifices. The hearing also emphasized the Philippine Navy's resolve in defending the West Philippine Sea, as Rear Admiral Roy Vincent Trinidad asserted the AFP's unwavering determination to uphold its mandate despite external pressures. This is Beatrice reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Bea.
DWDD National News.
For the third day in a row, the Philippine Coast Guard suspended the siphoning operations for the sunken motor tanker Terra Nova. This is due to the strong underwater current and bad weather conditions. The oil siphoning has been suspended since Monday, September 2. As of September 1, Silver Firm Harbor Store has extracted a total of 1.25 million liters of oily waste from the tanker.
DWDD National News.
The La Mesa Dam in Quezon City and Ipo Dam in Norzagaray, Bulacan have breached their spilling levels due to the rains brought by Tropical Storm Enteng and the enhanced southwest monsoon. Pag-asa Administrator Nathaniel Servando said that the operators opened a floodgate of the Ipo Dam in a bid to control the release of excess waters. Servando emphasized that they have been alerting concerned local government units and villages a day or several hours before the gates are opened to allow them to prepare. Meanwhile, La Mesa Dam had already breached its spilling level of 80.15 meter elevation. Hydrologist Edgar de la Cruz said the excess water from the dam flows down the Tolyahan River.
Armed Forces Radio.
And from First Year G, let us hear some information from Maljoy about NOLCO recognizes its civilian human resource workforce.
Rough in time for the celebration of the 124th Civil Service Anniversary, a Civilian Human Resource Recognition Day for the first semester of 2024 was held simultaneously with the flag-raising ceremony at the headquarters Northern Luzon Command Camp Aquino, Tarlac on September 2, 2024. In recognition of the civilian human resource commendable contribution and immense support in the attainment of Northern Luzon Command's mission, the simple awarding ceremony aims to recognize Civilian Human Resource Loyalty Award as well as acknowledge the civilian human resources who exceptionally performed additional tasks for the period. The Commander Northern Luzon Command, Lieutenant General Fernil G. Buca, Philippine Air Force, accorded awards to the Civilian Human Resources awardees assisted by Colonel Mario J. Igmen, the Assistant Chief of Unified Command Staff for Personnel U1, and Ms. Pamela Espejo, the Civilian Human Resource Supervisor of the Northern Luzon Command. Lieutenant General Buca extends his grateful recognition to the awardees and the rest of the Civilian Human Resources headed by Ms. Espejo in continuing their culture-fit approach and bettering their efforts in the fulfillment of the Command's mandate as a jointly engaged smart force. Furthermore, Commander Northern Luzon Command emphasized the desire of the civilian employees who continuously work with excellence and professionalism, which is relevant in fulfillment of the Armed Forces of the Philippines mission, and praised their dedication to work hand in hand with the military personnel to fulfill its mandate. This is Mel J. Nash reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Maljoy from First Year G.
DWDD National
For
News.
other development story, the Department of Health announced that there is no monkeypox case in Eastern Visayas. Based on the results from the Research Institute for Tropical Medicine in Muntinlupa City, a suspected case in the region turned out negative. The DOH Region 8 initially reported 4 suspected cases in the region. However, after verification, only the patient from Samar and Tacloban met the case definition for monkeypox subject to further testing.
DWDD National News.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. dismissed rumors saying he had a medical emergency. The president said he was in Malacanang attending meetings and a command conference with some of the country's commanders. PBBM then denied that he was recently hospitalized or afflicted with any kind of sickness. He cautioned the public to be wary of unverified reports.
Armed Forces Radio.
Let us hear more updates from Beth Tanyeta about the U.S. defense officials conduct final security assistance visit to AFP for GS Omia.
A team from the United States Defense Technology Security Administration and U.S. Indo-Pacific Command began the final security assistance visit to select armed forces of the Philippines unit. The sub is a key step toward financing the general security of a military information agreement between the Philippines and the U.S. assessing AFP security practice to ensure compliance with handling sensitive military information. This agreement will strengthen bilateral defense cooperation and enhance joint operations in the Indo-Pacific region. This is Beth Nete reporting for the AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Yes,
Thank you, Beth Tanyeta.
DWDD National News.
The Philippines bagged 8 awards at the 31st World Travel Awards. The country was named Asia's leading dive destination for the 6th consecutive year from 2019, in addition to Asia's leading beach destination and Asia's leading island destination. Tourism Secretary Cristina Garcia Frasco also revealed or received a special award recognizing her leadership in tourism. Frasco said that under the Marcos administration, they have embarked on a path of dynamic tourism development, investing heavily in infrastructure and enhancing the overall tourism experience in the country.
DWDD National News.
The return of dismissed Bambante Tarlac Mayor Alice Guo could be delayed by a request from the Indonesian government for a prisoner swap. Justice Secretary Crispin Remulla confirmed that Indonesian authorities wanted to exchange Guo for a high-profile drug suspect, Grigor Johan Haas. He was arrested last May 15 in Bogo, Cebu, after the International Criminal Police Organization issued a red notice based on a criminal complaint filed against him by Indonesian authorities. Remulla explained that the prisoner exchange could make the process of bringing Guo back to the Philippines harder.
Armed Forces Radio.
More updates from Sena about high-ranking NPA leaders surrenders in Sorsogon.
Rof, a Vice Commanding Officer of the Guerrilla Field Committee 1, Sub-Regional Committee 3, Bicol Regional Party Committee identified as alias Darwin, voluntarily surrendered to the 22nd Infantry Battalion on September 3, 2024 with one M14 rifle, two M16A1 rifles, ammunition, magazine, and other equipment. According to alias Darwin, he realized what they were fighting for was wrong, so he decided to leave the armed struggle and live peacefully. He expected to receive economic assistance under the Enhanced Comprehensive Local Integration Program or ECLIP. 9th Infantry Division praised his decision and again called on other rebels to surrender to change their lives. This is Sena from Sulcom reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for stronger Philippines.
Thank you so much, Sena. From Pasig, let us hear more updates from Ella Mercado about EPD-DEU nabs 2 in anti-illegal drug operation in Pasig City.
Two drug suspects were arrested by Eastern Police District Drug Enforcement Unit operatives in a drug bypass operation conducted in Barangay Pinagbuhatan, Pasig City. The arrested suspects were identified as Elias Loy, 26 years old, and Elias Jobelin, 32 years old, residents of said city. Based on the report, result of the aforementioned operation is the confiscation of 5 pieces heat-sealed sachet containing more or less 26.3 grams of suspected shabu and 1 unit of improvised handgun loaded with 1 live ammunition. The arrested suspects were brought to District Drug Enforcement Unit office for proper disposition of the case to be filed against them for violating Republic Act 9165, Comprehensive Dangerous Drug Act Law of 2002. This is Ella Mercado reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Ella Mercado.
DWDD National News.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. described Pastor Apollo Quiboloy's conditions for surrendering as the immaterial or immaterial. Marcos issued the statement after the pastor's camp reiterated that his condition is for the president to issue a written guarantee that he would not be extradited to the United States. PBBM said that the ball was now with the courts following the issuance of the arrest warrants against Quiboloy. He added that Quiboloy should talk to the court because the only role of the executive is to arrest him.
DWDD Armed Forces.
And that's all for today's broadcast. Thank you so much for joining us, especially to our audience in our Facebook page, AFP Radio DWDD. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow for more updates, same time and same station. Again, this is Ralph Susan for AFP Community News. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa DWDD AFP Radio. Kami po ay kasapi ng KBP, Kapisanan ng mga Broadcaster ng Pilipinas.